We're back with another league race here then in FXR. Today it's round 21 of the season, the Brazilian Grand Prix. And here are the results then of Q1 in this qualifying. Ollie there getting through but actually crashing there during the session, which is why he is out despite setting a good enough time to get through there. But moving on then to Q2, where as always we'll try and go for the medium tyres here if we can to start on, because once again this is a track with quite high tyre wear, so we want to be on the medium tyres if we can. That sort of gives us more options in terms of what we do with the strategy there then. And we're not too far off of Pyro's time there then, and we were through a bit more comfortably this time then than we were last time out in Mexico. And it's Kev, Shep and Getziger then who were the cars that dropped out of that session then. As no Psycho Swish in this week, but we do have Pyro, as I said, and also Jono as well. We've got a few new drivers as well, including a new teammate for me as well. So hopefully, with the two of us, we'll be able to get over the line then with the constructors title. I'm not sure if we can wrap it up at this race or not, but obviously we're still looking pretty good for it, I think, because we did have a big lead last time I saw standings. For some reason, I don't know why, but just I was having a few little game breakups here then, or video breakups I should say, with the footage here. So if you do see any, then I apologise. I guess just some things went a little bit wrong when it was saving, and sort of glitched a little bit in places, but it isn't too bad, I don't think. And not really missing too much, I don't think, in obviously any of the places where it happens. As we come around then the final corner of a track where I always think it's a bit like Mexico again, where I always think I'm not going to enjoy it here, but then after a few laps I sort of get back into the groove of this track. A track obviously, of course, where it used to be one where I had terrible luck, and then of course I did end up winning an AOR title here, so does have some better memories now. But I was back in the garage after my first run in Q3 here, and then it just said I must be signed into Xbox Live, and I disconnected, and yet I was still in a party talking to people in the party, so that made sense. Co-masters once again online, just absolutely fantastic there. I was able to join straight back, so yeah, that makes sense then if I wasn't connected to Xbox Live there. But then I didn't even realise this was a glitch, but none of my sets of tyres I used in Q1 or Q2 had any tyre wear, so that's going to work out quite nicely for me then, assuming it carries over to the race, because I won't have any wear on the mediums that I set a Q2 time on. So just again, yet another issue with the game. Just fantastic, which does bring me on to the point of, do people not exploit this all the time? Because I feel like leagues would be clamping down on that a bit more if it happens all the time. I don't know if it does or not, but that seems like something that is very easy to exploit. But nonetheless, my final lap there in Q3 was not very good at all, and it was my first run in the end that ended up being the quickest, with Pyro taking an absolutely dominant pole position then, 3/4 of a second then. He took pole by then. We were second, and then my new teammate was actually third on the grid there then, so it's nice to have two Rebels up there then for pretty much the only time this season then so far. As we head now then into the race, which is going to be a dry one then, and this was what I thought the optimum strategy was then, mediums over to hards. But as it turned out later in the race, I sort of found out basically that you can eke the tyres out long enough to go over to softs in the end, and they do last quite long in the end. So I didn't actually realise that was even the case. I was fully expecting to be going over to mediums sort of a bit earlier in the race, and then going over to hards to the end. But it looks like we'll be trying to extend this stint a bit more than I expected, as just some people further back just leaving a massive gap there. I think I might even have been my teammate there, I'm not sure. But we're going to have some very cold tyres then when we finally get going here then, as we line up on the grid and the lights are coming on now. And Pyro is away, and now the rest of us are as well. But that is a jump start then for Pyro, and as expected, no tyre temperature at all for me there then. Netflix Chill goes into the lead there then. John is side by side with us then through turns 1 and 2, but we just about managed to get ahead then. It's effectively a Red Bull 1-2 then, because Pyro has a drive-through penalty there then, and it's our new teammate then Netflix who leads the way then at the start of this race. As I think Jono there was having a little bit of a look at us there. It's turn 4, but we managed to just stay ahead there then. As we see a jump start there, and then from Pyro, just went a little bit too early there then, and we had a massive slide as well behind him there. So neither of the two cars on the front row had a good start there at all. There's an incident out of the back going on there. It looked like I think a racing point got spun off there by looks of things. As we rejoin the action then on lap 2, where we've got a good run then on our teammate towards turn 4, but there's not enough straight line speed there in the end. I think he probably was using a bit of overtake there to stay ahead, but nonetheless he manages to maintain his position for the time being, but we're putting the pressure on. Meanwhile Pyro is just pulling away at the front. He's not pitting straight away then for that drive-through penalty then. He's going to try and extend it out for the maximum amount of time that he can then, and just try and use this clear out at the front. I guess that makes sense then, because he may well have encountered some back markers if he pit straight away. As our teammate then loses the back end there then, and that allows us to move up to second place, and it will become the lead then when Pyro pits at the end of this lap. So yeah, not the best start for us then initially, but it's going to work out okay for us then in the end, because we're going to find ourselves there up at the front again then. We're interested to see what Pyro can do once he comes back through the field. He's obviously given himself a few laps there to push in clear air. We've got Jono there behind us as well, who's also on a charge. In fact, up the inside of our teammate there then, I thought he was almost going to run into the back of me there, but he managed to time it just right there. He's up the inside of my teammate and he got through, and then my teammate had a bit of a spin by the looks of things. So it's looking like it's going to be a bit of a fight between me and Jono at the moment then. I was just trying to pull out a little bit of a gap there and try and break the DRS. I was just about managing to do it here then, getting the gap over a second, but we were looking quite closely matched on pace here, so it was certainly quite challenging. By lap 10 the gap had only extended out by a few more tenths, so we were very close in terms of pace, but Jono did have a penalty there. It was only around about now that I was realising, I should say, that I was getting, well, that the better strategy would be to sort of eke the tyres out, or at least that would be possible. And yeah, I was sort of having to start driving a little bit more cautiously to hang on to the tyres. Johnny actually pitted on lap 20, which I thought was quite early. I didn't really know what to expect with this strategy, so I was thinking that I didn't really have much faith in the soft tyres lasting that long, so that's why I waited a couple more laps then. Right on the limit, in fact. I was on 75% on my front right there, so it was a good job that I had that glitch, I guess, because yeah, I probably wouldn't have made these tyres last any longer. And I was able to come in then on this lap, and yeah. Well, the bad thing there actually though was that my teammate, who was about half a lap behind me, actually pitted, and yeah, the game just, I guess, didn't have time to well, whatever it was to refresh the mechanics, I guess. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is there, but yeah, my pit stop was slow, that's what I'm trying to say there. But we would have lost the lead there anyway, I think, because Jono had a couple of laps of an undercut, but we're still looking pretty good because we're right in the tail of him, and we've also got no penalties yet, and he's got that 3-second penalty, so we're looking pretty good as long as we can keep it clean then. We get a great run though towards turn 4, he goes defensive, so we'll try and run around the outside here then. We're side by side, so close to contact, but we managed to get through there cleanly then. We were 2 wheels on the curb, but still we managed to get through. We were side by side towards turn 5, we managed to keep the inside line then, and just break a little bit later and get ourselves back up then into lead the race. And sadly this camera it gives us here isn't the best one, but yeah, just a fantastic wheel-to-wheel battle there then. And you know, I said before, like in Canada when me and Swish went side by side in the final chicane there then and didn't touch, it's just so satisfying when you can have a good battle like that with someone where it's right on the edge, but you know, you can still like race cleanly. And yeah, that was a fantastic battle there then. And on lap 27 the safety car is out, so I took what I thought was maybe a little bit of a gamble here and pitted again, just because tyre wear is quite high here, so I was thinking having some fresh soft tyres would probably be the best thing to do then. And Jono, I guess, was also thinking the same thing there, because he also pits, but he did get himself a 5-second penalty for speeding though. And then I believe it was actually his teammate who retired, and then that caused the glitch again where he was just blocked in the pits. He did, but it did sort of fix itself. And well, I guess what was fortunate in a way for him was that everyone else also decided they were going to pit for fresh soft tyres, so he did ultimately get away with that one. But yeah, that cost him some time, and he did have, of course, that 5-second penalty added on as well. So it's looking a lot better for us now then. But Pyro is now back in the mix. He does also have a penalty, but he was looking absolutely rapid, so we will have to watch out for him then. We can't really let him get up to the front and pull away, because he could well build up that 3 seconds. So we've got a bit of a job on our hands here then to actually maintain this lead, even though we've kept it clean so far and we don't have any penalties. We've got some formidable opposition behind us then, and we thankfully nailed that restart then, which is obviously a good start. But yeah, only a couple of laps later now, when Pyro is right on the tail of us. He already set a fastest lap here then. He's probably going to set another one here, as yeah, indeed he does. And he does a bit of a dummy like we did back in Mexico last time out, and yeah, jinxed the inside then, and he's up into the lead. But we will now have DRS then towards turn 4, so we could use that to our advantage here then, and just slow him up a little bit more, even if he does ultimately win this battle then. We're running outside then like we were with Jono. We've just about, it looks like, once again managed to avoid any contact, but he's got a better drive this time then. We're on the inside though, so we should have the advantage here then, and indeed we do. We managed to retake the lead of the race, but he's still over the back of us then. He's looking absolutely rapid at this stage then, and just climbing all over the back of our gearbox here then. But we managed to just about hold him off for the time being then, as we see then a replay of that little bell then towards turn 4. He went defensive there then, but just the DRS was so powerful that time. We were ahead before we even got to the corner, and we just about had enough around the outside to maintain it. But he's right on the tail of us once again then as we head down the pit straight, so he's going to have a fantastic run then towards turn 1, and he should get us moved done again then. So I guess it's once again going to be a case of, if we can follow him through the first 2 corners, get the DRS towards turn 4 and retake that lead once again. Yet again then he takes the lead, so yeah, it is indeed just going to be a carbon copy by the looks of things, depending on I guess how much ERS we've got. Maybe we're very low at the moment, but we're once again then running around the outside. He gave us quite a lot of space there then, but still managed to get ahead, so that's worked out quite nicely for him. I didn't actually notice though that he actually got another 3-second penalty though whilst we were battling that second time, because I think he ran wide in turn 5. But still, it looks like he's come out then on top, on track then, and he's probably looking quite good now then to lead over the line, although we're still looking good to take the win with no penalties. But in fact, well, he's not even going to get it on track then by the things, because he let up the rear tyres there then, and that is going to well, gift us the lead back then. And I believe he also got into another incident after that as well. So sadly for Pyro, he put in all that work to get back up the field, and it all went wrong again on the penultimate lap there. But for us though, it's made the win. Well, it was already quite comfortable for us, to be fair, with the penalties, but yeah, it's left us quite unchallenged there then at the front, which is a shame, because we had 2 fantastic battles in this race with Jono and Pyro, but just penalties, the safety car, and some incidents sort of killed the fight a little bit. But still, I was happy with that win then. We sort of just did what we had to do really, and yeah, we managed to take the victory there then. And our teammate is going to join us on the podium then, as is one of the other new drivers, I think, today then, who managed to avoid getting penalties, or at least a lot of penalties there then. So yeah, 2 new drivers then on the podium. In second instead, it was Slowest Kingers or Clingers there. I can't really read that on my small screen there, but yeah, he was second then in the Renault, and Netflix Chill was third then in the other Red Bull. So I think that may well have been enough for us to wrap up the constructors here then. I don't know, because I don't know what the standings are for the last couple of races, but I'd imagine it's looking pretty good then. I think AlphaTauri was our closest challengers, and yeah, Pyro was 7th, and then Korg wasn't in the points. So I imagine we were looking pretty good then to wrap the title here. And yeah, I don't know, but I would guess that is likely the case then. So another good race there then for us, and hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider leaving a like on the video, and I shall see you next time for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.